大家好，我叫董夏琳. Hi everyone, my name is Jocelyn Wittenberg, and today we'll be doing character study on the character 思. So going right into it, 思 is composed of a few different aspects with the two silk radicals on top, and then the E, which is the just means one or alone, but in this case, it's just the simplified version of it. So in general, at the very beginning and as well as now, it's an ideograph, and in simplified form is a visualization of two threads or two silk threads. And so the meaning of this character is silk. And it can also mean trace, a bit, or even a hint too, because of its thinness. Going on to its origin, it was first introduced in the Shang Dynasty in oracle bone script and often pertained to silk or thread-like items. This depict two bundles of tied silk, as mentioned earlier, in traditional form. Historical implications. So this character has been around for centuries, and so with its first beginning in Oracle Bone script, its core meaning revolved around bundles of silk, as it is today too. In the Bronze and Seal, it maintained this representation, becoming more stylized. With its modern traditional form, it distinctly shows the two bundles of silk in its more written form. And it's simplified, it still retains the original shape and meaning. So it's always really meant silk. But over time, just became more simplified. Here's the evolution of the character Si, which you can see the bundles of silk in the early forms, and then slowly become more simplified as it is today. So as you can see here, they back in ancient China, they used to use silkworms, and then they would wring these out and then dry them. And so these are those silk bundles right here. Moving on to the various scripts. They stay pretty consistent over time as shown as before, in both meaning and in representation. Right here you can visually see the two piles or the two wrung up silk, as mentioned earlier. And with every other calligraphy and cursive in style, it's all very similar in stature. As for its modern uses in words, it all mainly just means some sort of silk-like item or just silk itself. So the first one we have is 丝毫, which means the slightest amount or a bit or degree. So since silk is so thin, it means like a bit or a slight thing. The next one, which most people are familiar with in historical context, is the Silk Road, which is 丝绸之路, which is, as mentioned earlier. The next one we have is 丝绸, which means silk cloth or silk. The next one we have is 螺丝, which is literally translates to bug and then silk, which is a screw. So it's like some sort of spindle. And the last one we have here is 铁丝, which means iron wire because it's so thin. Moving on to the uses in modern sentences. I'll just be reading a couple of them here today. And all of them pretty much are including the word silk or some sort of other aspect. So the first one we have is a silk cloth ruptures easily. So as you can see here, the silk is here, and then the silk cloth, which includes the silk radical, are together here. The next one we have is the screw has been tightened, and as mentioned earlier, we have that that screw word. And then the next one, we have there isn't a breath of air. So in this sense, it's like there is a little bit. So it's more of like an abstract meaning in this case. So it's I guess a little and then breath and no air. So that's like the main direct translation. And the rest here just have a similar thing. One that I really enjoyed looking at was it uses, I guess, like in the sense of like a smile or like a slight smile. It has like 意思, which is like, again, a little bit, and then the smile itself, 笑容, which I found that really cute. And yeah, here are my sources. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope you see the next one, and 谢谢，再见。